How are you today, Luke?
Hello, I'm very well. My name is Luke Addison,
Okay.
not to be confused with Luke Skywalker.
Okay, understand.
Mr. Luke, thank you so much for your time, and can you please share with us your experiences because you were a speaker, and what is your experience about Spirit of Humanity with and collaboration with for Wellbeing Forum?
Thank you. The collaboration between the Spirit of Humanity Forum and the Wellbeing Economic Forum was really a positive one. It started on the Wednesday evening when we had a joint event, a kind of joint reception in the City Hall. And I think that it was very great to start like that because we were able to meet many of their members and participants in a social way. We were able to talk to them, share stories, and talk about our backgrounds. Then on Friday, when we travelled to the Harpa Centre to see the actual conference aspect of their forum, it was really interesting. I spoke to one of their young people who was one of the panelists, and I asked her how the experience had been so far, and she was very positive. She said there'd been a lot of new programs made for the young people, and I asked her if it felt very authentic, that the Wellbeing Economy Forum had been very authentic and genuine in bringing in the young people, and she said absolutely. And I think that was very nice to hear because coming from our Spirit of Humanity Forum, we've done so much for young people to be able to come here, and the connection and the attitude has also felt very authentic. So it was great to see the young people from their forum to now meet their program leaders, and it was a very positive experience.
Through your wider thinking and wider perspective, what you can share as the most highlight of this event, Spirit of Humanity?
I would say the coming together of people from so many different backgrounds, just to look around the room and see people from different countries, different ages, different genders, different spiritual, religious beliefs, all in one place. But being very open, being very kind, very genuine, again authentic. We've had a forgiveness circle on one of the evenings, and it was an opportunity for everyone to be very vulnerable with each other. And that wasn't something that was forced, it was something that just happened very naturally. And everywhere you look, someone is smiling at you, is asking if they can sit with you to eat dinner, is asking you questions about who you are. And I just think in such a short amount of time we've created this incredible, sincere, authentic family atmosphere. I think that's for me the highlight.
And look, you are a very authentic, unique being, and can you please tell us what is the biggest problem of humanity right now, and what is the solution through your way of viewing of everything?
Good question. I would say one of the many problems is absolutely this divide between differences of opinion, the kind of right and wrong, left and right. But one of the biggest divides, I think, is between ages, is the younger demographic and the older demographic. I think that the biggest issue is that they're not coming together, that actually there's this incredibly divisive narrative between the two. So if you take, for example, the environmental climate issues, you have on one side young people who are being incredible and creating movements, protesting, and there's a lot of strength in that. But I think in a lot of those movements, what they miss is they're very aggressive towards the older generation. I mean, they're not wrong, but they'll say things like it's their fault, they've broken the world, they need to move out the way so they can now take over. And there's truth in that, of course. But then when the older generation hear that narrative, obviously for them, they're not going to move out the way because many of them are responsible for the foundations and the structures that are in place that actually are trying to help. So then they'll become hostile towards the young people, and they don't really understand this idea of disruptive protest and that kind of movement. So you have the young people wanting to change, but kind of telling the older generations to move out the way. And then the older generation saying, but this is the way we've always done it, and you can't just come in and change it. And no one's meeting in the middle and saying, well, we need this demographic, and we also need this demographic, and working together. So I think this idea of collaboration, intergenerational solutions, and just listening, listening across differences is probably the solution.
Dear Luke, thank you so much for being a being full of a new vision, of a new world, of a new civilization with a spectrum of many different but core values.
Thank you.